Welcome to the podcast, Claim Your Excellent Life, with your host, Suzanne Kellner-Zinck, where she helps professional women learn how to be happy. Suzanne will teach you how to do this through building high self-esteem, relaxation and calm, and good, healthy relationships. Tune in every week as Suzanne shares effective strategies to help you claim your excellent life with happiness techniques, self-esteem building exercises, relationship tips, and relaxation information. Make sure to head over to dawningvisions.com to subscribe to the newsletter to receive your keys to happiness, as well as other useful free gifts for you.
In today's episode of Claim Your Excellent Life, we are speaking about fear versus freedom. One of the more important ideas that Buchard wrote about in his 2014 book, The Motivation Manifesto, 9 Declarations to Claim Your Personal Power. The main question that he puts forth is, why is it that we allow our fears to get the best of us? Because for so many people today, we are no longer in the wild where we have to worry about animals eating us. We have protection against horrific weather for the most part, and we have the basics we need to live a pretty good life, at least in the first world and the second world, where many of us live. And it seems that we get ourselves so riled up with distractions and bring on so much anxiety that we get overwhelmed, distracted, and incapable of moving forward with those things that are required for us to feel freedom in our lives. Now, certainly I'm a human being, and I certainly have had my fair amount of fears over my lifetime. However, my thought about it has always been to confront them. I had fear the night before I was to go to Nairobi, Kenya, to work with a family to help their 19-year-old son overcome his suicidal ideation. And I'm very glad I overcame those fears because it was a beautiful trip. I went and spent a weekend in the Serengeti, and we did do the family counseling, and I was able to help some master-level mental health professionals learn how to integrate hypnosis into their work. I had fear when I had this meningioma brain tumor show up that created double vision out of the clear blue sky while I was watching a really bad video at my sister's house during Thanksgiving back in 2009. And there were only 3 options: do nothing, that didn't seem viable; operate, that wasn't viable with the blood vessels and the nerves in the area where this was impacting my brain; or proton therapy, where they told me that they couldn't shrink the tumor, but they could stop it from growing. Luckily, before I went in for the 6 weeks of treatment, summer of 2009, the double vision had gone away, but it was really scary because I wasn't really certain if other aspects of my brain were going to be affected, where I wouldn't be able to create the legacy that I wanted to create, learning what I learned about helping people overcome their addictions, letting them go, and creating happy, fulfilling lives. And this is the thing, guys. We have to be willing to walk through the fear, to do it anyway. If we have something that is so important to us, something so fulfilling, to learn how to overcome these things. Brendan talks about his fear of speaking. And he had to practice, and then when he started making videos, he made a lot of videos before he learned how to get so precise in how he did his teaching technologies. And let me tell you, he puts out some of the best videos of anybody in teaching people how to use internet marketing to make a living. But like anyone else, he had to start somewhere. So this is what I would like to leave you with. What are the fears that are holding you back from the freedom of creating the life that you really want to live? Because until and unless you confront them, deal with them, and get to the other side, you're going to be beholden to them forever. And that's just not a very good way to live. In fact, it's a horrific way to live. So I'm going to challenge you to realize that most things in life can be confronted head on. We can ask people for help to learn what we need to learn. We can practice and get through these things so we can find the freedom to do the things that we love and want to do. And let me tell you, if I was called back to Nairobi, I'd go in a second. Hell, I was called to Uganda 2 years later to do another project with another person who I was working with at that time, and I went, and it was beautiful. We helped save a young infant and the mother with the product that we had created with an anesthetic. It was a non-medical anesthetic that my client actually developed with a little hypnotic mantra that we used for these women as they were going through their contractions, as they were going through birth. And they were also to be used for breast biopsies, too, for women who might potentially have breast cancer. This is the middle of nowhere in Uganda, for God's sakes. So please, ask yourself, what are you missing out on by not confronting your fears? What is it that you want to do with your life that is so important, where you can change the world if you'd only just do what you need to do, to learn what you need to learn, to overcome your fears and become the magnificent you that you are? I'd like to remind you all that I am putting on a program for diabetic youth 10 to 19 years old in the beautiful Palo Casino and Spa in Palo, California. That's going to be running May 13th and 14th and 15th for the VIP people who choose to add on that extra day to learn how to reverse diabetes in youth. And for this program, parents need to be present so that everyone's on the same page, so that when the youth leaves and goes back home, everybody knows what needs to happen to reverse the diabetes in the youth. We're going to have medical professionals speaking to you, mental health professionals, and of course I'm going to be doing hypnosis to make it really easy for you all to transition and do what's necessary. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to be putting together this next program, but I'm going to be putting together a program for healthcare professionals that are feeling overwhelmed in their practices and who really would love to be able to construct practices and, shall we say, businesses that truly work with them. We're going to be going over to New Zealand, and I'm going to try to put this together for, well, the weather over there is really good in September, October. So keep listening so I can give you details for that. And I will be giving out the sales page for the diabetic youth information. You'll actually be able to go onto my Mind Body application. You can download that on your iPhone or iPad or it's an iPhone iPad type thing. And you can download that and you can look up Dawning Visions Hypnosis, and you will find the page where you'll be able to sign up right there. We do have to do it per person because that's what the application can do for us. And there's going to be a disappearing discount starting from now, going until the first of the year. Reason being that those people who act on it in the beginning deserve to get a discount. That discount is going to go from $11.70 to $12.70 to $13.70, and the final price is going to be $14.70 per person. So if you're a family of 3, it's going to be times 3. We're going to have all kinds of freebies handed out there for you to use, and there'll also be other presenters that will have other things accessible to you as well. So this is a very exciting prospect, and it's going to be limited to 50 families actually. So it's going to be a pretty small group, so we have enough time to do what we need to do for everybody. If you're interested, please go over to the Dawning Visions Hypnosis Mind Body app, and you can pay for it right there using your credit card. I would love to thank you for spending your time with me. Until next time. If you have enjoyed Claim Your Excellent Life, we'd really appreciate it if you go over to iTunes and give it a 5-star review. If you have found Claim Your Excellent Life to be helpful to you, and maybe even life-altering with the information that we have shared here, and to allow us to continue this work, which we really do enjoy doing for you, you can sponsor us at patreon.com. That's spelled P as in Paul, ATREON as in Nancy.com. Again, that's P as in Paul, AT as in Tom, REON as in Nancy.com, where there's a few different levels of sponsorship that you can choose from to help us to continue doing this work. We thank you for any assistance that you are able to give us.
Thank you for listening to the podcast, Claim Your Excellent Life, with your host, Suzanne Kellner-Zinck, where she helps professional women learn how to be happy. Suzanne teaches you how to do this through building high self-esteem, relaxation and calm, and good, healthy relationships. Tune in every week as Suzanne shares effective strategies to help you claim your excellent life with happiness techniques, self-esteem building exercises, relationship tips, and relaxation information. Make sure to head over to dawningvisions.com to subscribe to the newsletter to receive your keys to happiness, as well as other useful free gifts for you.